Let me start with a short story, and then I'll ask you a question. Johnny is in trouble at school because he took another boy's pencil without asking him. He stole something, and now he's really upset because he knows that what he did was wrong, and he's truly sorry. He gave the pencil back to the boy and promises that he will never do it again. When he gets home, his father finds out. His father is furious with him. He says, "Johnny, we are honest people. We don't take things, we don't steal. Anyway, if you needed a pencil, you should have just asked me. I've got a whole box of them at the office and I could have brought you a dozen back." Now, who do you think the pencils in the office belong to? They don't belong to Johnny's father. So who is the more dishonest? Johnny, who took one pencil and is truly sorry and will never do it again, or his father, who is happy to take, or to use a correct term, to steal a dozen pencils, and yet still thinks that he is an honest man? We see in the newspapers and TV lots of cases of awful dishonesty, of managers taking money from companies, people not paying their taxes, or people making insurance claims for accidents that haven't really happened. Of course, then there are the out-and-out criminals, people who are bank robbers or fraudsters who trick people. But thankfully, there aren't a lot of those. It's been shown by psychologists, who are scientists that study how and why we do things, that actually most dishonesty is done by people just like me and you. These little acts of dishonesty are bad enough for people to benefit from, like Johnny's father taking pencils from work, but they're not bad enough to make us think of ourselves as dishonest people. But I'm feeling pretty honest. Let's see. Would I take money from somebody else's purse to go and buy a DVD? No, of course not. That's theft. Would I go to a shop and steal a DVD? No way. Would I illegally download a movie from the internet that I haven't paid for? Well, no, but that's mainly because I don't know how to do it. But then I do recall that on a number of occasions, friends have given me technically illegal downloaded copies of DVDs. Was I dishonest? Well, if a friend had stolen some money and then had given me some of that stolen money, would I have felt dishonest? Yes, of course I would. So I should be feeling guilty about accepting a downloaded DVD, shouldn't I? The giveaway is that I said technically illegal, because actually I'm trying to excuse my behaviour. Of course, it really was illegal, and it was dishonest. As a humanist, I really should have known better. I know that all of my actions, however small they seem to be, have a knock-on effect. If we all downloaded our movies for free and illegally, then there'd be nobody paying for the films that are made. People have worked very hard to make those movies. Somebody wrote it, somebody directed it, people acted in it, people filmed it and edited it. You only need to watch the end credits of a film to realise quite how many people were involved in the making of that film that I really enjoyed. If nobody paid for those movies, then no new ones would be made. As a humanist, I'd like to live in a world where people get paid fairly for the work that they do, and where there are lots of brilliant new movies that come out. When I think about it like this, then what I did was definitely wrong. We all tend to make excuses for our little acts of dishonesty. I might have said, it's not actually money that I've taken, so it's not that bad. Or I might excuse myself by saying somebody else actually did the download, even though it was me that benefited from it. Or I might claim that the production companies have far too much money anyway. But thinking like that would justify robbing a bank, because they have a lot of money too. And then of course there's the poorest excuse of all. Everyone else is doing it. So although it's a bit sad that most of us aren't as honest as we claim, the good news is that most people do want to be honest. So it's the excuses that we make that's the problem. Punishing people we find to be dishonest helps a bit, like the teacher giving Johnny a detention for taking the little boy's pencil. Encouraging people to be more honest helps a bit. But really, to make a difference, we need to understand our true nature and guard against the excuses that we make that allow us, like Johnny's dad, to be dishonest and still feel good. Richard Feynman, who was a famous scientist and humanist, said that the first principle of truth is that you must not fool yourself, and you are the easiest person to fool. Humanists think that dishonesty is a really important value. They don't think there's a God watching over us who will punish us if we're dishonest. They also don't believe that there are a set of rules written down in a book to follow. But they still believe that being honest is the right way to act because it makes the world a fairer and happier place for everyone.